Thousands of people are on the search for safety in another part of Sudan as the rapid support forces step up attacks on civilians. The group's now targeting North Kordofan state after seizing control of Fasher, where mass killings have been reported. The Sudan Doctors Network says more than 4,500 people have been displaced in North Kordofan in the past few days, including nearly 2,000 who have reached the state capital of El Obeid from the town of Bara. More are still on the move and facing severe shortages of food, water, and shelter.
Reports are also emerging of serious violations in the context of the RSF capture of Bara town in North Kordofan, including the alleged summary execution of 5 Red Crescent volunteers. Our human rights colleagues have also received alarming reports of sexual violence.
Makeshift shelters dot the landscape in Tawila. It's the site of a new camp for those fleeing Al Fasher, about 60 kilometers away, after the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces captured the capital of North Darfur state. The stories of survivors are horrific.
We arrived in El Fasher and found the city had fallen, and those who had goods with them were killed. About 8 were killed right next to me.
The UN says hundreds of civilians may have been killed after they were captured in Al Fasher, and it's called for the safe passage of civilians fleeing the paramilitary forces.
We have received horrendous accounts of summary executions, mass killings, rapes, attacks against humanitarian workers, looting, abductions, and forced displacement.
More than 60,000 Sudanese are believed to have fled Al Fasher, but just a few thousand have made it to the Tawila camp after traveling roads littered with bodies.
We saw large numbers of dead people, as well as injured people and those with amputated limbs. If you went to the hospital, you'd be shocked. People are brought to the hospital in groups of 50, 60, or 70 injured at once.
The fall of Al Fasher is being described as a new phase of the brutal 2.5-year conflict between the RSF and Sudan's military. The civil war has displaced millions, and some aid groups say the real death toll may never fully be known.
Hundreds of women have been killed on Friday while trying to escape the violence.
What's happening right now in El Fasher and in Kordofan is really horrific and can't even be described in words. There is executions, summer executions are taking place. 233 women were killed in El Fasher in their way to flee the violence there. Also in Kordofan, around 300 people were killed in Bara city and its surroundings. So only bloodbath right now is going on in Sudan, in western part of Sudan, especially in Kordofan, and therefore a few people are succeeding arriving in Tawila town, which is western El Fasher. Many NGOs announced that they can help some of these families with real shortages of food, medicine, medical care, and life-saving necessities. The situation in El Fasher is still catastrophic. There is no battles on the ground. The RSF is fully controlled the city while they are torturing people there. They are abducting people. There is reports, verified reports, undocumented reports about abduction, sexual violence. Even children right now are facing sexual violence by the RSF militants, which is documented and seen in different reports by international media and organizations. So only escalation is going on. Few people are managing to flee the violence in El Fasher, and they are facing different kind of horror in their way to flee, and they are arriving in Tawila amid very bad situation. There is more than 300 people arrived in 300,000 people arrived in Tawila, and the number is increasing while the RSF is still besieging the city of El Fasher and its surrounding and chasing people who are trying to flee there.